before we begin actually talking about asynchronous JavaScript, as I told this before, can any of you actually define what you understand by asynchronous? The word asynchronous, of course, you can always type it in Google and search, but for us to understand asynchronous programming or asynchronous JavaScript, to understand the meaning of asynchronous, the word asynchronous. Okay, so synchronous, synchronous meaning. Yeah. So this is English. Okay. It's just total English. There's no like programming bit of it. It's just English. Okay. And I'm saying asynchronous. Okay. And of course they'll give you like one part not existing or occurring at the same time. Here I'm saying controlling the timing of operations by the use of pulses sent when the previous operation is completed rather than at regular intervals. Okay. So to summarize asynchronous, it means to neglect something, then continue, then come back to it again. Okay. So it's more like you wait for something to pass, instead of waiting for everything to finish, you put something aside. Okay. Then you run your code, then you come back to it a bit later on. Yeah, it's more like you are in JavaScript, something like in a basic JavaScript, something called defer. So if defer means that you wait, you first defer, you first say, okay, forget about this code, then come to it later. Okay, so that's why I say that's why they are saying not existing or occurring at the same time. Okay, that means you don't run it at that time, just wait for it. Okay, yes, forget about it. Okay, and then come back to it later. Come on. Yeah, one more thing I'm gonna share for you a video about something called the event loop. Okay, event loop in the JavaScript. Event loop, it's called event loop. Okay, in JavaScript, and the event loop, it takes for you to understand asynchronous JavaScript to quite I can say to approve bit of it. You have to understand the event loop, how the event loop works. Okay, so as you're doing that, the JavaScript, because I'm just going back. Okay, I'm just going back to basics. But the event loop is just a concept that in JavaScript, especially JavaScript, okay, which allows us to run, maybe to call functions, okay, to run classes. Excuse for a moment. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so let's continue. Sorry about that. I'm having okay, with the font. Sorry about that. Okay. So I was saying about event loop. Okay, and I would explain the whole event loop. Okay, because it will take almost a whole session to explain the event loop. Okay, but event loop is where is a process by which your functions, your code runs. Okay, runs like in an event. Okay, that means your code runs somehow. Okay, it's like the process your code runs is an event. Okay, and the loop is a path that your code takes, okay, to execute. Okay, just like a very simple explanation of event loop. But I'll share a video for some of the authors of JavaScript explaining the event loop more better than I will explain. Okay, but know that JavaScript has one single thread. Okay, it runs you can always ask JS JavaScript. Okay, single thread. Okay, so JavaScript has a single thread. That means JavaScript runs. Of course, it is single thread. Okay, so JavaScript runs on a single thread. That means you have one single thread, like one point, like your code runs on one loop. Okay, you can say runs on one thread. I don't want to get to that and do all this technicalities of JavaScript, because you understanding it on your own will be better. Okay, so I'm going to share some resources on all these single-threaded events on the event loop so that you can understand it better than you will. Okay, but for now, what I'll be writing is called non-blocking or asynchronous code. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, and the first thing that you're going to look at, okay, you're going to look at majorly three things. Okay, you're going to look at what we are seeing this. Okay, you're going to look at callbacks. Okay, callbacks. Callbacks. Okay, we're going to look at. Let me just write here down just so that you can have. And we are going to look at. Let me go to the size. Right there. We are seeing this. Okay, we'll look at callbacks. Okay, yeah, callbacks. Okay, callbacks. Go look at promises. Yeah, we'll look at also at async. Okay, async. Yeah, asynchronous for async and await. Yeah, wait. So all this allow us to what, to wait for something to happen. Okay, like to get a better explanation of this. Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture, and maybe hopefully you get to understand why we write, why we need promises, why we need callbacks, why we need promises. Okay, why we need all that. So look at that. This one here. So this, okay, hope you are seeing this is quite small, but let me just increase it, okay, and make it a bit bigger. Okay, so why we need asynchronous JavaScript, why we need to write asynchronous JavaScript is because we as developers, because I hope you understand that JavaScript, that we're doing React, and React is a front-end framework together, so we're doing front-end. Okay, so we as front-end programmers, okay, we deal with two things. We deal with the browser, okay, what we call the client side. Okay, so we don't even mind about the server side. We don't even mind about the client. Okay, things like what the client is. That means the client, we only mind about what the client is, which is the browser bit of it. Okay, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's what we only mind about. But for other developers, or for a full stack developer or a backend developer, which you will look at maybe backend development later on, but for now we're looking at front-end, okay, or client-side development. Okay, with client-side development, you're only dealing with the browser together, and all this you just don't even know them by now. Okay, together, yes, only the client. Okay, so but for you to get data, for you to see maybe your Facebook posts, your YouTube videos, they all need to be stored somewhere. Okay, which is the files. Okay, together. So your pictures on Facebook, the videos on YouTube, that also add in a files. Okay, or yes, sure, I call that like a file. Okay, or a database in our case. So the way for you to get your files from Facebook database or from Google YouTube database, you need what we call a web server. Okay, also all the backend together. Okay, and the backend is somewhere between here. Okay, it allows you to get data from the files, then to the web server, which will serve the file together. Then this server will render out the HTML, okay, onto your page. Probably confusing you, but not for you to access this server or to access the backend, you will do what you call HTTP request together. Let's forget about this part. Okay, I hope okay, let's forget about this part, about these two parts, about this and this and this. Okay, just focus on can I okay, so you forget about this, forget about this two parts, and just focus on these two parts. Okay, so you only need to make an HTTP request, okay, which sends data. So you send the request to the server, then the server gives you the response. Okay, so starting the server and all this is backend, and the client here. Okay, the client is the front end. Okay, we're dealing with the browser and the user experience. That's what I'm doing. Okay, that's why I'm understanding. And for you to make requests and for you to make responses, all this time, like for example, if you make a request, it takes time. When you make a response, it takes time. Okay, together. So we need to account for the time, for the waiting. Okay, I have to wait for the response to come in. Okay, That's why we write asynchronous JavaScript, because we are dealing with servers, okay? We are dealing with web servers, we're dealing with APIs, okay? But if there's no API, we just don't need what? We don't need asynchronous JavaScript. But because we're going to deal with APIs, deal with data, that's why we need asynchronous JavaScript, okay? And asynchronous JavaScript is quite simple, okay? So I'm going to try to simulate a server, okay? Very easy. And let's first close this up, okay? I'm going to try to simulate a server, okay? And to do that, I'm going to, of course, create an HTML page, okay? To create our what the client sees, okay? And let's first close this up. Like this. Hope you are with me, okay? If you have questions, you can ask, okay? And if you have any things to supplement, just you can always type. I want to add something. Then I will stop. Then you can hear you out, okay? Or you can actually unmute and just speak. I'll be about to stop. So I'm going to create an index on the HTML page, okay? Get that? Simple. Then of course I'm going to go and create our okay, let's save this. Then let's of course bring in our HTML. Okay, why is it okay? Ability. Let's just type yes. Well, each one here. Alright, everything here. Okay, each one there. Don't know why my okay, I don't know why I'm having issues here. Let's see H1 still. Let's try one more time because I'm not sure why. Complex. Why my extension? Okay, so I'm just going to write an H1 here because my extension is acting up, so I cannot use any shortcuts. And I cannot type what HTML bit of it. Somewhere else an H1 there, H1 there. Very simple. Then now, of course, I'm bringing my script tag. With a space RC equal to callbacks .js. I'm not sure why my extensions have issues. Let's see. See. Are they back? No, not back. Let us close VS Code because it was a lot of time for us for HTML. Close VS Code, open it one more time because some issues. I can't tolerate it. Let's close up also. Oh yeah, maybe that's possible. But I'm having a pointer here. I think it was a bug with my extensions. Okay. I'm having an issue with extensions. Okay. Let's save this. Okay, let's go ahead and copy out the HTML somewhere because I'm quite to take us some time trying to HTML. Okay. Let's just go to let's go copy out this HTML from some other file, which is this, okay? Because I don't want to waste time typing HTML. So I'm just going to remove all this. I think I don't need all this up to here. But no, let's also remove this up here. Then of course I'll change it to be callbacks. Let's require async, okay? Async like that. Yeah, I have that, okay? Then I can remove this, I think. Good. This. I'm going to try to create a simple to-do app, okay? A simple app to show you this, okay? I'm going to call maybe this line of to-dos, okay? Then it will be an OL, lowercase. Good. Yeah, I think VS Code is having issues on my side. Maybe I installed some weird extension which is having issues, okay? So we're going to look at this, okay? So, good, okay? So, the first thing is, okay, like always, remember, I'm going to try to create a to-do app, okay? And that to-do app is going to have some asynchronous nature, okay? Okay? So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and create real quick, create an array, okay, of those, okay? Those. then of course I'll put some tools, then just create some tools with an object will be with name, okay, name. The name will be maybe to do one, a string to do one. Because we don't have time. Maybe an ID, click an ID also. You click an ID. Bear with me while I type this out. So let's see, kind of yes, copy, Control V. Let me just good, okay. To do 1, to do 2, just to have to do 3. To each do is enough for today. Okay. So to do 3 here. Happy to do 2, to do 2, and to here, okay. Good. Here 3. Of course I put a comma here. Look at the commas. Good. So this primary time, you try format and see. Yeah, I think my extension my base code has become a bit better. So how do I simulate a asynchronous event? Okay. So for example, I want this first put a function which will display our tools. Okay, somewhere in the browser. Okay, const which is display to dos. Okay, because it's another function. I prefer the functions, and I give the reason why, because they allow us to avoid some errors with this keyword. Okay, somewhat, because I won't just come here. Okay, so right now I cannot simulate. Okay, as I cannot show you like a server request because I don't have a server running. Okay, maybe I'll have a server running by Monday. I'll create a server, host it, create an API, host it, then we'll be testing at API. Okay, but now I'm going to just simulate the time it takes. Okay, to that time, because if you look at our app here, there goes API. But if you remember that thing I showed you, okay, the diagram, that time for waiting, okay, between requests, okay. So I'm going to maybe use a set timeout just to simulate, okay. Set timeout is a function, actually. Sorry about that. Okay, so set timeout is a function provided by JavaScript, allows us to to call a function or to execute some code after some time. Okay, so as you can see, okay, set time takes in two variables. But now takes in a callback function or a time handler, then the timeout. Okay, so I'm going to say I want to call a callback function. Okay, and this callback function will display our tools. Okay, and this callback function will take around, let's say 1000. Okay, 1000 milliseconds. Okay, because time is usually counted in not milliseconds, but for most programming languages. Okay, in our case our time is 1 second. Okay, let's say like 2 seconds, 1 second or less. Okay, then this function here will of course I want to get a map. I'm going to go and say I want to get my to-dos real quick. Dot map. Okay, I'm going to the mapper higher order method of an arrays to map through my arrays to create an li which will be inserted into let's close up to be inserted into this on. Okay, real quick. So I'm going to do that because this is just JavaScript. Okay, because our method will take in a callback function. And now let's talk about callback functions. So callback functions, okay, callback functions, like callback functions is simply one thing. It's simply a function, okay, which is a parameter, which is an argument. Okay, an argument. Okay, yeah. So you pass a parameter. So it's more like you say function. Okay, like that together. Function. Okay, and let's say function, let's say my func. Okay, then of course it takes in some maybe like name, which is a parameter. Then it takes in a callback, another parameter. Then okay, yeah, so the parameter is name and callback together. Then maybe you can say callback here. Okay, that's a callback, which is a function here together. So when you call the function, you say my func, like that. You pass in the variable maybe a name, which is let's say name together. Then you pass in a callback, which is a function. Okay, you can say a function here, which is a callback together. Maybe log. Okay, something. Together. That's how it works together. That's how a callback works. Okay, so it's a function. If it's a callback function, it's a function which is passed in as a parameter. Then when you're calling the function, you pass it as an argument. Okay, so that's how they work. So this set timeout. When I define it, okay, inside JavaScript, inside the JavaScript runtime, they passed in a callback, which is the function. Then that's why we are passing it as an argument here. Okay, I hope you are not, I'm not confusing you. Hope you're all together to that extent. Yes, so the time handler is a callback function. No, the callback function. So what happens when at that time? Okay, I think I was the question. So we are saying inside the callback function, you pass in a function. Okay, the callback function. Then the time. Okay, the time is always in milliseconds. Okay, good. I think to this I'm also maybe the callback function how they work. Okay, so the arguments. Okay, so higher order parameters, they are methods which take in a callback function. Okay, that's what they are called, higher order functions. Okay, and then you can say calls I define callback function each time and manually. So higher order functions, once you see a callback function, so once you see a function passed in as an argument, know that that function is a higher order function. Okay, for example, set timeout is a higher order function. Okay, so enough with the higher order function that callbacks. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, see here I'm going to maybe let's first bring in our to do's. Okay, so I'll say const, okay, to do list, okay, equals to document, okay, dot query selector. Okay, I want to select I think it was the ID of to do's. Hopefully it's the one. Okay, I want, okay, ID to there. Good. Okay, so here I'm going to just go ahead and real quick create a like, because I'm repeating what I did last time with Asynchronous app. So I'm just going to go ahead and say create an li of document, because this is like review. Don't create element. Create element. So not forgetting create element there. Then of course I will pass it and create my li. Okay. Then of course I will say inner li dot inner HTML. Not that rather, equals to I'll just say to do dot name. Okay, just like that, to do the name, and here I'll pass in the to do here. Okay, because I'm looking through to do. So to do the name, just that. Okay, after that I will do the to do list then I append child, then I want to append my li real quick, okay? And let's first remove this, okay? Then of course I'll this, okay? To also maybe I also want to see the console, also want to log out, okay? Log out, and I want to log out the to-dos, okay? Just that, let's format this and comes here, format. Good. So I'm going to open up this image from HTML using live server. So I'm going to go ahead and say open with live server. And to of course open up my application here at port 55. Let me just bring it here. Yeah, so it's open up at port 5500. Okay, so then first maybe put here some h1, just make sure I'm good. Let's see h1 thing to do. Let's see, let's put a thing because the next video is gonna be in a hurry. Okay, because after establishing this, okay, good. I think I'm having some error. Let's inspect this. Bring this up. Good. Let's console here. And that's saying no, it's okay. Everything's good. Oh yeah, it's okay. Everything's okay. Let me quickly save also. Good. So I think I will call the function. Okay. Let me call the function here. So I'll come here and say display to those. Okay. Together. Yeah. Let me just make them have so I can see both VS Code and my Chrome. Okay. Hopefully it's not that distracting. Good. Okay. Let me just decrease it a little bit, okay, so you can see both VS Code and yeah. I hope I'm not distracting. I hope you can see this clearly, and hopefully, okay. So in my case, was let's refresh the page. There's no error. Is that warning? Because okay. Did I link it perfectly? Or maybe I didn't link it because I need to link it. Sorry. So script here. Source equals to callback .js, like that. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. So let's see what's happening. Maybe it's an error, okay? And yeah, okay. So to prove that our thing works, okay, maybe equals maybe to 5,000, okay, to 5,000 seconds, okay, or 5,000 milliseconds or 5 seconds, okay. Let's make 4. That is too much, okay. Let's refresh the PNC. Okay, let's set this, okay. So it will take 5 seconds, okay. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. You see, it takes 4 seconds for it to show this together. That's how our server works. Our server works maybe to take some time for us to get a response, okay. So for example, now let's create something, okay, real quick, okay. There's no form. Let's create it manually here using JavaScript, okay. So after here displaying, maybe let's just come here real quick, okay. I'll create a constant, then I can say create, okay. Create to do, okay. Then it's going to do, of course, will be a function like that, okay. Then the function, of course, since we are posting, okay. Remember when you request, okay, you request something. When you post, so we have what you call a get, okay, get request, okay, which is you are getting, which is the create the getting data, okay, which is displaying. Then you post, okay, post request. Post request is when you send some data, okay. We're going to look at all this later on, but by now, know that we are doing a simple, like a very basic request, okay? But it's not so good a server, it's just here simulating it, okay? Simulating the waiting period of it. Okay? So now create to do app here, okay? Create to do function. Still I'll just copy out this, okay? Copy out this, copy it out here. So of course I'll remove this, I don't need these two, okay? Together. That is, let's say maybe to take shorter, maybe you take like 1 second, okay? Let's say yeah, it takes 1 second to post, okay, to the database, to the server, okay. And then of course in our case here we want to create a new to do, so I'll say to do, I'll take text in to do here together, then here to do to do's dot push, okay. When I push the to do, okay, then I want to take this to do, then push it, okay, like that. Then here in our case here I'm going to create a new to do, okay, and the do is quite simple. It should be an object with a name, okay. Name will be let's say name will be let's say to do 4, okay. This is the ID, certain ID, okay, because this is all that data, okay, an ID. But in our case, your data will come from the client or from the inputs. Okay? But by now, not waste a lot of time with getting inputs. I just want to also simply get the create to do to be just manual. Okay. So in our case, if I refresh, okay, I should see to do 4 here together, but I don't see it. Okay, because this function will take it should create an error here, okay? No error. I save this. Can fix the timeout. Okay, this is good, okay? Let's just change on to okay, 2000, okay, save, okay, good. So in our case you are seeing that once you create, okay, you create to do takes 1 second, you'll be able to see the photo, okay? Now imagine if things change, okay? If maybe when you get the do's, it's a bit faster, and when you get the create to do together. Now I've changed the numbers, okay? That means right now the create to do will take more time, okay, than the display to do, okay? And let's just pull this down here, okay? Control save, okay? Let's first refresh that, okay? And you can see, okay, no matter how much you try, even if I bring this up here together, I talk here, call it before the display to do, I would get the 4th bit of it, okay? I would, okay? Because the create is taking 2000 seconds, okay? But the display is taking 1000, okay? That means the difference between requests, okay? How do you resolve this? You can say maybe let's just call this within here together. How do I create like that? Let's save this. Yeah, let's save. Okay. Let's move it. Yeah. And this time it will take and to show, okay, to do 4. But now again, imagine you only display what you create, okay? That means you have to again call it here, okay? Which will give us some errors, okay? So the only way out of us to avoid these situations, okay, is to, instead of passing this to do as here, okay, you pass it as a callback function, okay, just like here. Say comma here, and say let's call it callback, okay, that's the convention. Yeah, say callback, okay, that, okay. Then of course here I'll call, instead of going display to do's, I'll callback together. Because I want to call it once, okay, I want to call it pragmatically. I don't call it I don't call display to do here, okay? I want to call it as what, as an argument, okay? So instead of passing, say, excuse me, so I'll pass the callback as a parameter. Then when I come here, I'll pass it as an argument, okay? I'll just say display to do, okay? And I save this, okay? This is callback, okay? Hope, yeah, now it works. instead of calling it here, okay, because imagine you have defined this display with another function, another file, okay, or maybe it's another, like maybe for React, another file. What happens, okay? How that happens when you need to change, okay? Will you again import that to the display, bring it here, okay? So it's hectic, but it's better this way, okay? You call the display to do just other callback function, okay? This is what we're doing like previously before ES6, okay? Always use callbacks to manipulate data, okay? Maybe fetch just fetches, then you pass in a callback function. After fetching data, that's when you display data, okay? This is an example of a callback function. Yeah, I know it's kind of too much, okay, by now taking, but those who are saying, because it's just functions and manipulating functions, there's nothing crazy about this, okay? There's only new syntax, okay? So the next bit of it is where I'm going to look at some new syntax, okay? Some of you maybe know it, okay? Some of you don't know it, okay? So, but I hope this is somewhat understandable, okay? You pass a callback function, you just call it, okay? So in my case, I want to maybe show you, move to the next bit of it, okay, which is the promises, okay? Promises is quite simple, okay? Of course, copy, okay? I'm going to just name this promises, okay? Together. Maybe I'll remove this, okay, like that, just to avoid some errors, okay? Then I'll create a new file called promises.js, okay? Yeah. And if you want to read more about promises, of course, I'll refer you to the basic two sites, okay? Javascript.info there, or MDN, okay? Just say MDN, you can search MDN promises. Okay. And they give you enough detail about promises, okay? For us about just create a promise, then try to use the promise together. Yeah, promises, yeah. And I tell you a promise is a chemical side, and I tell you it's enough information, okay, for you to understand promises, okay? But in summary of all this code, okay, this is a good summary, okay? It's just in this picture from MDN, okay? I think it's better, okay? It's better to use this picture together. Hope you can see the picture, okay? So the picture is quite simple, okay? A promise has two parts, okay? You have fulfill, then reject together. When you fulfill, so of course a promise, you can promise somebody and fulfill the promise, or you don't fulfill the promise, okay? A promise has the two parts, fulfill, then reject, okay? So because the promise always waits, okay? It waits, it's always pending to be fulfilled or rejected, okay? Because when I promise you something, you wait for it to happen, okay? So it can either be fulfilled or here is resolved or rejected, okay? Once fulfilled, then you pass on the fulfillment, then you pass it on some maybe async function, then it returns a promise, okay? Because you fulfill, then you set the promise, then it returns another promise, weird, okay? But know that once a promise returns another promise, okay? You have to read more about it to understand better, but a promise, yes, returns once you fulfill the promise, then you do something with it, okay? Once you reject it, then you catch the error, or maybe you do something else, okay? But at the end of it all, a promise has to be the two parts of a promise is all this part here, okay? The promise just has a then and a catch, okay? Look at the then and the catch, okay? I think we looked at it last time, but not the then is for fulfillment and the catch is for rejection, okay? So for now, I'm going to just create a simple promise, okay? Because I'm running out of time, okay? A simple promise, okay? And what a simple promise is because we haven't looked at objects, but you just create a new instance, okay? Just say const, okay? Then you can say maybe promise, okay? Like that equals to new promise, okay? Promise, capital P, new promise, like that, okay? And promise takes in a callback function, okay, together, and the callback function takes in two values, okay, two values. The first value, I think the first value is resolve, okay, together. Second value is reject, okay. I remember these are just variables. Can say this is maybe this is okay together. Let's say okay, I want to leave it, okay. Let's say these are simply variables, okay. We can say okay here not okay. I want to leave it, okay. But for convention, pass it resolve, then reject, okay. Okay, together. And these two are also callback functions, okay. These two, okay. They are callback functions. So you can say maybe for example, I can say if true, okay, if true, okay, that if true, okay, if true, I want to resolve, can I say resolve, okay, then resolve we pass in a message, okay, the message is hello, okay, okay, I'm good, together. And if it fails, okay, if it fails, you say you reject, okay, you reject, then you can say error, okay, together. Very simple, yeah, together. A simple promise, okay, format, okay. It just returns true, okay. If true, resolve. I think just put some space here, just make sure everything looks nice, okay. If true, resolve, okay. If false, reject, okay. In my case, I can say I want to see the outcome, okay. I can say const, no, not const, I guess a promise, okay. Promise here, promise, okay. I can say dot then, okay. Then is a promise, okay, which takes in a callback function, okay. And the callback function is quite simple, okay. It takes in a value, okay. The value which is the message, okay, which comes here, okay. Which comes here, okay, this message. So I can say msg, okay. Then I can say here log and log out the msg, okay. Very simple. Save, okay. Then let's look at what it gives us, okay. Inside our okay, let's see, okay. Let's say not them, supposed to be them, okay. Them, okay. Let's see, let's save this, okay, together. Then she log out let me see message here. Yeah, here, hello, I'm good, together. Now if I change that true to false, okay, to false, I'm hoping that what it will, of course, false. I think there's an error here. What is it? Okay, there's an error in the promise, okay. Good. So to catch the error, I will say dot then, okay. Then I will say error, okay, together, like that. Then I will say console don't log and log out the error, okay. Hopefully it works out. Let's save. There's here an error, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this in curly brackets to avoid some errors. Curly brackets here, okay. Why I say unreachable code, okay. I don't understand. It never happened because this is false, okay. Let's put const to a constant here, okay. I say error here, error here equals false, okay, like that. Then you can say if error, of course it will yeah, like that, okay. For some errors, good. I'm saying if there's an error, resolve, okay. And since error is since error is false, of course there should be an error. What's happening? Uncode, okay. Okay, let's make this partition not true. true. The error will go away, I think. True. Okay. Saying error is not defined. Which error? Oh, here. Supposed to be OR here. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm saying why is it returning here another 15 here? This should return. Saying if it's supposed to be dot catch, not then. Sorry about that. Dot catch. Okay. Save. Okay. So I'm saying this is okay. Can forget about this. Okay. It's okay. This is just a Falcon error. So I'm saying let's just go to message over here, guys. Okay. So I'm saying if the error is true, okay, there's an error, please resolve, okay. If there's no error, okay, reject, okay. But let's just change. It's supposed to be not error, okay. It's supposed to be false. True, okay. Like that. So good. Now we're changing to where I want. I'm saying now the error, okay, the error is put together. There's an error, okay. I mean, I'm saying if there's an error, okay, resolve. But if there's an error, reject together. You can say reject. Just say reject. Something went wrong. Okay, together. So this. Okay. Yeah, now it's better. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, it's an error. Okay. Maybe you can say console.error instead of console.log. Okay, console.error. Just make sure it looks nice. Okay. Of course, it says something went wrong together. But if I change this one to false, there's no error. Okay. Of course, it will save. Okay. It will of course say hello, I'm good. Okay. Then how do we use this syntax in our app? Okay. In our application. So in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to just go and explain how we're going to be using this promises in our code to make our things okay. What I'm going to do, okay, is I want to bring out a copy of this all this code here, okay, from callbacks. Callbacks here. Go back to my here to my promises, okay. Then I can say here yes, maybe testing out, okay, our promises, okay, like that, okay. Of course, I'll leave here just for reference, okay. You just copy it down here, Ctrl X, P down, just down here at the bottom, okay. Maybe copy it out, okay. Good. The person just wait about this, okay. Then just go back to our callbacks, get all the code there, okay. Come back to here, Ctrl V, okay, paste it, okay. Good, okay. So in my case, okay, the way I can use promises, because most of the times, what on catch, so dot catch will catch the errors, okay. In my case, here, if you sit down here, because I made a mistake, okay. But the dot catch will catch all the errors, okay. I just put here and see it, okay. Close it. Dot catch will catch all the errors, okay, and dot dead will resolve, okay. So once you fail, you catch. Once you pass, but you don't dead, okay. Yeah, and remember, Control Y, okay. Remember, this promise is a function, and this is called the chain, okay. The promise returns this promise which is here, okay. Returns a promise which is not dead, then you can don't catch, okay, together. So it's just this called method chain, okay. You chain methods, okay. That's why it's possible, okay. Chain methods, and this is a concept in JavaScript. I think another language you can also try method chaining, okay. If you look at method chaining, we're looking at objects, okay, and object-oriented programming. Okay. But now let's just go back to let's use our promises, okay. And it's quite simple, okay. For our case, what we do is instead okay, so here our to do, instead of passing the callback together, you pass the callback anymore. Okay, remove this together because this remains the same. Okay, so what you do here, you return. Okay, return. Okay, return. Okay, because this function will return a callback function. A promise. Okay, return a new. Let's just first read it. Okay, yes, this is a bit confusing. Yes, going back here. Okay, yes, comment out and just put a new function. Okay, this is not just a columns. Okay, create to do. Okay, equals to brackets like that. Then you return a new promise. Okay, together. You promise like that. Remember, you promise 16. A callback function which has array, resolve, okay, together, comma, and I reject. No, yeah, reject. I think reject. Yeah. Then after that, you can of course set a callback function here. Yeah. Now I think you can see it. Okay. Then okay. Suppose have this curly brackets. Sorry, I was forgetting about the curly brackets. Okay. Yeah. So you create yes, okay. So it's a function which returns. Yes, format this. Can't be clear. They can see it clearly. So it's a function which returns a promise. Okay. Then all the code can be okay. This code okay, which is a set timeout. Okay. That push this push here. This set timeout. I think it just stops here. Okay. Together. Set timeout. Continue. Yes, there. Okay. You pass it here, and of course you do this. Okay. Format from right. Okay. So I'm saying to do push the thing. Okay. Then you pass the callback. Okay. Together. You pass it the resolve. Okay. Resolve here. Okay. And resolve, maybe you can resolve. I'm resolving. I'm passing in the data which is to do's. Okay. Okay. When you resolve, you pass in the to do's. Okay. Which are already pushed. Okay. Then when you fail, won't fail. Of course, when you fail, what will fail? Just out the timeout. Okay. I'll say reject. Okay. Reject. Of course, I'll pass in an error saying something went wrong. Okay. Something went wrong. Okay, like that. Okay, good. Okay, then instead of passing the callback here together, right now I can use dot, then okay, like that. Okay, then maybe I can say dot then. Then there, then I'll pass it maybe here to those. Okay, I can do this because maybe sorry, yeah, here to those. This is data coming from there. Okay, then I can say can call the display. Okay, to those function there. Okay, then if there's an error, I can say don't catch. Usually you don't do this. Okay? Usually you don't do this when it comes to most of your applications. Usually you use other people's promises. Okay, so here I can say this console. Okay, don't error. This switch is up. Then I'll call it a day. Don't error. I can say I want to pass in the error here. Okay, spring is okay. Here, error. Here, error. Error here. Okay. Go. Let's just also yeah down after the display to do the just log out. Okay, but log out the data. and see what's in the data. Okay, good. Now after creating this function, let me just explain one more time. Okay, let's remove this up. Okay, so the same thing we did last time. Okay, instead of that over, like if you look at your callback, okay, yeah. So instead of you passing in a callback here, like the way we did here, okay, callback function, okay, what you do, you pass in, like you return a new promise, which will resolve or reject together. I think this one has what has rejected. Okay, that's okay. So you can say set amount, then say those dot push to do when that we push it to do, you can resolve, then you pass it to those. Okay, then if it fails, you can reject. Okay, we have messed it up because it should not reject. It should I want it here, and your homework will, okay, because I'm unsure where did I make this up. Do some push, you resolve, you reject. Then we look at my promise one more time, make sure I'm on the right node. I think I should, okay, I should be inside here. Okay, yes, there. Okay, format. Let's see, let's refresh and see. Let's save this and see. Yeah, it should resolve. One error there. To do is not defined. Wait, I didn't pass in the to do's. Oh, I should pass in the to do's here. To do here. Good. Let's save this and see. My messages here. Good. Okay. So, of course, here I'm rejecting. I'm also resolving. Okay, but it's okay. Okay. So I'm saying let's put a function. Just make sure everything is right. Let's say if to do's, okay, if to do's are there, okay, let's resolve. Okay, let's resolve. Okay, let's reject. Just that. Okay, and I'll edit here. Okay, I'll edit here for today. Say if to do's are there, you resolve. Okay, if the to do's are not there, you reject together. So your homework, because I've showed you how to use to do's to request promises. Okay, your homework, okay, it's quite simple. Is you're going to research. Okay, research. Okay, to do's, research. Okay, research. Okay, about async and await. Okay, async slash await. Okay, that's the one. Second, you do you're gonna do a research about Axios. Okay, Axios, and also fetch. Okay, these two. Go look at Axios, then fetch. Okay, yes. Yeah, mostly this. Okay, these two. Okay, go look at